All right, so you want to know the difference between a lease and a leave and license agreement? Great question. Let's break it down because confusing the two can have major financial and legal consequences. Let's get into it. A lease agreement is what most people are familiar with when renting property. It's a legal contract where the tenant gets exclusive possession of the property for a set period. Key phrase exclusive possession. Exclusive possession means no one, not even the landlord, can waltz in without your permission, outside of something like a legal emergency. If you're leasing a property, it's basically yours for the term agreed upon. Now, a leave and license agreement is different. It doesn't transfer exclusive possession to you. You're granted temporary usage rights. The landlord can technically enter and use the premises too. Think of it as more of a shared permission. The main difference boils down to control. A lease makes you the king or queen of the property during your term. Leave and license agreements? Not so much. They're more casual and restricted in scope. Legally, leases are governed by strict rental laws in most jurisdictions. These protect tenants' rights in terms of eviction procedures and other legal safeguards. It's why landlords often prefer leave and license agreements instead. Leave and license agreements are considered less binding because they don't fall under typical tenancy laws. They're easier to terminate, and landlords have more flexibility in reclaiming the property. For landlords, that's a major selling point. Pain point for tenants. If you're on a leave and license agreement, you lack long-term security. The landlord could give short notice to vacate, and you can't rely on tenant rights laws to shield you much. Legally speaking, the duration also matters. A lease is usually drawn for an extended period, like 11 months or more, while leave and license agreements are often shorter, maybe month to month or flexible. If shorter commitments fit your lifestyle, a leave and license agreement might feel less restrictive. But if you want stability, go for a lease, especially if you're someone who hates surprises like, quick, you have to be out in 30 days. Pro tip, anytime there's a written agreement, check the wording. Exclusive possession is the litmus test for whether it's a lease or a leave and license deal. If it's ambiguous, seek legal advice. Don't assume. Also, landlords, and this is a big one, choose leave and license agreements because it prevents tenants from claiming rights of adverse possession over time. Nobody wants their temporary tenant to become permanent by law. If you're in Oregon, or anywhere else for that matter, I recommend reading your state-specific rental laws. Every state has quirks. I had to learn the hard way in Portland when a friend got caught unprepared with a leave and license deal. So, know the terms, read the agreement, and understand the consequences. Leasing means stability and rights. Leave and license, less stability but more flexibility. Which one should you choose? That depends on how much chaos you're ready for.